Alright, guys and girls. In One Piece manga chapter 918, I want to give this right off the bat a solid 8 out of 10 because in this chapter, things definitely picked up far as with the action and the story development. Because in the previous chapters, it was just like lots of build up, lots of introduction, lots of world building to understand the layout of Wano, as far as what's going on currently with the Shogun and Kaido, how they rule things and introduction to certain new characters like Okiku and more story development about Otama. But like I said, in this chapter 918, things definitely picked up the pace as we got the introduction of the semi Luffy versus Hold'em fight, as Hold'em pissed off Luffy to the point where Luffy just socked the shit out of him and basically one shot him. So anybody who said that any of the headliners besides Basil Hawkins was on that next tier level, y'all definitely mistaken because Luffy just took care of Hold'em like it wasn't nothing. And to see what Otama and Luffy did with Speed, it was definitely a disappointment to me because I thought Speed was going to give some type of low tier fight to Luffy. Luffy was going to still kick his ass, but it was going to at least be some type of fight to the point where we could understand how the smile double fruits worked. But in the end, it was just basically like a comedy sketch. Otama gave her a mochi ball using the double fruit, and Luffy took advantage of Speed because Speed was controlled by Otama because she was technically like half horse. And to me, one of the things I want to talk about is the disappointment I have currently with the Smile Double Fruits. Because ever since we seen Sheepshead fight Sanji back in Zell, I think that was like chapter 801. And we seen Sheepshead use like his sheep's horn and his whole arm transformed because of the Smile Double Fruit. I was kind of hyped because I was expecting more. I wanted to find out more about the different powers these Smile Double Fruits possessed and how it was going to increase the power of these people. And then when we got to Wano in these last couple of chapters and we seen Hold'em with the lion on his stomach and Speed, and we seen the other person called I think Gazelle Man, and we seen like the weaknesses in these Smile Double Fruits. It was basically like a major disappointment because it's like you have these gifts, even though pretty much we can see the obvious weaknesses in them. But for example, Gazelle Man, you have the power of Speed, but yet he never worked on that power. So basically, when he did use it, he just used it for the power that to the point that he was out of breath quickly. And as we seen with Speed, it was just like nothing else besides the fact that she had an increase of speed. Like no hockey, no power development, nothing like that. And for Hold'em, the only thing that was kind of interesting about Hold'em power is the fact that he had the lion in his stomach. We didn't see no impressive feats or anything, or any major developments like that. So, like I said, I'm really disappointed as far as the Smile Double Fruit users. I thought Oda was going to basically flesh them out more. I mean, there's still time. We might see some more powerful people with Smile Double Fruits that give the Straw Hat some type of or some kind of fight. But as far as right now, I'm majorly disappointed about that. And the second thing I want to talk about is basically about the Law Basil Hawkins kind of meetup or skirmish they had. And to me, more people is putting more thought into this little skirmish or fight than I am. Because to me, it seems like it's like two competitors that's like still trying to fill each other out, trying to find out the best way to use their powers or skills against another. Because Law wasn't really trying to go full blast on Basil Hawkins. It was just like more of a thing he was doing to get Luffy to get out of Dodge. And we see with Basil Hawkins that he wasn't really going all out on Law as well. We seen a little conversation they had with one another, but it wasn't really nothing that serious or that major. More people is like more people made it out to be more than what it was. I mean, when we seen how Basil Hawkins counteracted Law's devil fruit by basically sacrificing his subordinates. I mean, that was impressive. That shows that Basil Hawkins, as far as defensively and power wise, he's definitely above the rest of the headliners that Kaido had that we've seen so far, like Speed, Hold'em, Concealman. But as we see with Law, though, Law's not too shabby either. Law basically was like smiling and like playing around with Basil Hawkins when he was saying like, hey, I wasn't trying to kill nobody. I'm a doctor." It's basically like a game of one-upmanship, where like each person trying to bust the other, but neither one is taking it serious. So even though that fight was interrupted, and the one thing I think is a possibility that we definitely gonna get that fight fleshed out later on in Wano. But one question: when we seen Basil Hawkins making that face, who do you think is coming? Because to me, I definitely think a calamity is gonna come after Luffy leaves. But I don't think it's going to be Jack. I think it's going to be somebody else. But what is your opinion about that? And the last thing I want to talk about is the Ghost of Wano. All right, the last thing I'm going to talk about is the so-called Ghost of Wano. Because at the end of chapter 918, when we see Law talk to Luffy about where they're going to go to next, he mentions he's going to Oden's castle. We see that one of the things I'm actually intrigued about was when we see Zoro, he even said that I was kind of skeptical until I got there, and that even caught me off guard. So, whatever is going on in Oden's castle that's referring to these so called ghosts has to be a potential game changer in the One Piece story. I know since this chapter dropped, there's lots of theories that's coming out there talking about what's going on with this Oden's castle thing and with the ghosts. We've seen the graves of Momonosuke, Lord Odom, Kinemon, Raizo. So lots of theories has been dropping. And the best one I like is from Marco the Phoenix, honestly, when he says that Wano is stuck in like a time warp or like a time travel thing where it's like they died 20 years ago, but they're in the present. I was definitely intrigued about that theory. So definitely check him out and show him some love. Marco the Phoenix. And as far as Marco, he was one of the first YouTubers that I watched who came out with theories that made me get into this anime thing. So definitely show him some love. And my opinion is it's possible it could be like a time warp. Because as we remember, when Luffy and them was on the Sunny, it was like a giant whirlpool. And because of the whirlpool, they all got separated. So it could be a possibility that this whirlpool has some connection with the time warp or time difference. Or it could be hockey, because we also had lots of theories about Goldie Roger's spirit still being alive because of hockey. So it could be something like that. I will make a theory about this, a theory video talking about this. Not this week, but probably like in the next couple weeks, because I got a couple of theory videos already lined up. Because I want to discuss a couple things that happened in the previous chapters with y'all. So, look. Alright. So, besides looking out for my future theory videos that's coming out in the next couple weeks, let me know what y'all think was going on with the graves of Kinemon, Momonosuke, Lord Odom. And just leave it in the comment section below. But on that note, going to keep this short. So, a man of theory signing off. Like, comment, subscribe. And the man streams will never die.